Hello and welcome back to Exothermic Plays Games. I'm Exothermic and the date today is Monday, October 7th, 2024. I've been doing a countdown of my favorite video games of all time through each day of the year, and coming in at number 86 is Team Fortress 2. TF2 sure had its ups and downs over the years. It released as part of the Orange Box alongside a ton of other critically acclaimed titles in 2007, then got a standalone release the following year. My initial experience was with the Orange Box, where I turned it on, didn't have an Xbox Live membership at the time, and realized I could do basically nothing with the game. Fast forward a couple of years to 2009, and my older brother got a new gaming PC, and we were off to the races with a bomb on a cart. I'm giving an overview of how the game works here, but you should also check out my interview with my friend Calder, also known in some circles as Nova Shotgunner, Patriot Props, and that dude in the cowboy hat at HeroClix events. Team Fortress 2 is his favorite game of all time, so I sat down with him for a bit over an hour to just kind of let him gush about it. The link is in the description of this video. You'll also notice if you look that there's a timestamp for a song because I did a parody at the end of this, and if you just want to check that out and don't care about the rest of this video, you can go look at that. Originally, there was just a handful of multiplayer modes in the game, but really only one of them mattered: Payload. To me, Payload is the game, and everything else is just extra fluff. In Payload, you work as either the red or the blue team to push a bomb to its destination, or stop it. There's several different playable characters that all do a ton of different things, and oh man, are they characters! The game is filled with over-the-top humor, and if you haven't watched the series of short videos where you meet each of them that Valve made forever ago, do that. Like, I really think it's a good idea, because it explains almost everything you need to know, more than I will in this quick overview, and those videos are each less than like 2 minutes long. Scout is a scrawny Brooklyn dude with a baseball hat, and he's fast. You might think Soldier is the most straightforward class, and you'd be super wrong. Yes, he has guns, and a rocket launcher, and a shovel, but you know what else you do? Have you ever heard of a rocket jump? Just explode yourself into the air and have all the mobility in the world as you soar through the sky and shoot more rockets at people or hit them with your shovel. Pyro is very straightforward. You have a flamethrower. Use it. Demo Man is a Scottish and maybe drunk explosives expert, but you can alternatively gear him out to have a giant sword, which is a lot of fun. Heavy is a big dumb Russian with a minigun and a sandwich. I love the sandwich. Engineer is super great. He builds turrets, supply bots, and teleporters, and can upgrade them into incredible machines of war. Medic heals people, yes, but he's also a big fan of saws and sticking people with needles. Importantly, the more Medic does stuff without dying, he fills an uber charge meter and can use it to boost himself and an ally, making them basically invincible and do extra damage for a while. Medics are Heavy's best friend, and the two of them are my most played classes by far. Sniper isn't just any old dude with a rifle, he's from the Outback, and he will show you a knife. My favorite part about Sniper is that the longer you stay zoomed in on his scope, his shot will build up in damage, promoting a slower pace of sniping that I very much prefer. Lastly is Spy. I'm terrible at Spy, but he's cool. Spy is a French master of disguise and can turn into enemy opponents, then stab them in the back and one-shot them. But he's also very squishy when caught. Over time, you can also unlock several different items for each character. Many of them are just cosmetic, but there's a handful that can have drastic consequences for how the character plays. I already mentioned the sword for Demo Man, but there's a lot more than that. Maybe you drop the knife on Sniper and wear a shield on your back that protects you from spy backstabs. Maybe you go Battle Medic with a different saw that gives you 25% of your Uber charge when you hit someone. Maybe you wear the Boots on Soldier that makes it so your rocket jump doesn't hurt you as much, so you can lean more into that mobility with your playstyle. There's a ton of options, and while I'll admit they're definitely not like all great, they're for sure a lot of fun to check out and experiment with. This is something Calder and I expand on a lot in the interview, so if you want to hear more of that, check that out. Just because I prefer Payload so much doesn't mean it's the only way to play the game. In fact, it's far from it nowadays. For multiplayer, there's King of the Hill, there's more kill count oriented stuff, there's a fun zombie mode where one player is infected, but if you ever die, you become a zombie for the remainder of that round and get a unique zombie ability. Speaking of zombies, this is actually the best time of the year to be playing Team Fortress 2 because they do a whole Halloween season of special events with new items and things every single year, and it's a ton of fun with spells you can cast, portals to like hell or something, and cool special boss enemies. There's one more mode I want to talk about though, with Man vs. Machine. It's a cooperative, almost tower defense like mode where robots come in waves and you have to defend your base. I say almost tower defense because still the only one building towers is Engineer. Each round you get money to spend on upgrades for your character, allowing you to focus on different builds and strategies, and with all 9 player classes available, the options are pretty vast. I admittedly didn't do a ton of this as it launched just before I kind of decided I had largely played enough TF2, but it's definitely fun. But you know what? Some people can't get enough TF2, and there's incentives for them to play forever. There are hats, you can find them in a chest. You can gamble if you have the key, the gear does add up fast. They get weird, track your kills, gambling serves up the thrills. Get the rare stuff, it's expensive, don't believe me, ask the sweaties. They will froth, they will foam, after all miss, this is hats. And the flexing here is never second best. Go on, unfold your wallet, take a glance and then you'll have hats, you'll have hats, you'll have hats. Join me tomorrow as I talk about my 85th favorite game, where I continue my story from yesterday.